time heal our own internal processing systems, like our own memories, our own relationships to the world, the better this world will be. Because through that lens of healing ourselves, we can heal others. And something beautiful I found is that in ways that I heal that involve other people, it doesn't always happen, and I don't always bring people in with me. Sometimes it's not safe to do that, but when I do bring in certain people that I feel safe with at this moment to like process trauma that I experienced with them or because of them in my past, bringing them into that healing process, that's the way that like I can create a new relationship with them. I've impacted them as well. That's the thing, is like, it's not just these things have happened to me, these people have impacted me in this way, it's I have impacted other people. You know, we're human, like sometimes these things happen, and it's really important to reflect on that nastiness because it exists in all of us, and to not let it sit in the dark, to always have it in the light and be like, this nastiness is here. How can we help you? What do you need right now? What does this nastiness need? Like, it needs to be heard some way. It feels like it's not being heard. Like, a lot of my nastiness in the ways that I stonewall, for instance, in relationships, part of that healing and trying not to stonewall anymore is being my own sort of like support in that, and being like, hey, little kid that lives inside of me that wants to stonewall, that action of nastiness that's coming up, I'm like recognizing that as like an internal like childhood wound, and some of this is wounds from like a couple years ago. I'm finding that little child in me, right? The little me, the 13-year-old me, whatever it is. And I'm telling her, I'm like, hey, I see you acting up right now. Like, what do you need right now? In what ways can I comfort you through this process so that we don't repeat this pattern, and that you can still be heard and expressed? And the healing really comes, for me personally, is integrating all of these like nasty aspects of myself. They're just little hurt kids inside of me. And it's the awareness that all of these different versions of myself, 18, 19, 20, however years old I was, they're all playing a role in who I am today, and it's bringing them in. I don't try to pretend like those things don't exist in me. It's seeing the tantrum little kid that was a pain to my parents because she was screaming, and I had so much anger in me as a kid, and I'm integrating that anger part of me and rubbing her back in my head. I'm like, I'm there with her. I'm like soothing her in a way and integrating her, making sure that she feels seen, because if that angry part of me doesn't feel like she's being seen, if that 5-year-old me doesn't feel like she's being seen, then she's gonna become angry at someone else in the present. She's gonna come back up, and sometimes she does come back up, but I know who she is now, and I know how to soothe her, and I know how to see her and reflect with her and make sure that these angry feelings that I have sometimes are witnessed. And that's so important, is the awareness of the emotions that are happening. The more we can put these like nasty aspects of ourselves in the light and see them and understand them, the more that we can integrate them into a whole human being. That's where the love comes out, is when we can accept these different aspects of ourselves and not live in like this shame and this shadow all of the time. Like the teenage me, there's versions of that existing through other people right now. There's other people going through the things I went through when I was a teen. Maybe that's like the whole point of this, is like bringing those people in as well, because like teenage me, she didn't want to live, and I am just so grateful that she did, and that she went through all of this. It's hard work. Healing is hard work. It takes a lot of focus and intention, reflection, and sitting with it. Yeah, that teenage version of myself, I'm still trying to integrate, because she was dark. That was a dark time in my life, but I came out of it, and I think that's so beautiful where I am now. But I wouldn't be where I am without having gone through that. Maybe if I didn't go through that really, really deep, dark phase of my life, I wouldn't have come out with this appreciation for people for more than their physical appearance. That's how you like integrate that darkness. For me, this piece represents like the integration of warmth and cool and the integration of the whole being. I am this culmination of so many different experiences and so many different networks of people. All of these people are constantly influencing me and I'm influencing them, and it's this beautiful web of humanity. And I'm very happy to express that here in a way that doesn't feel reserved. It's interesting. This is like its own sort of therapy for me, having this camera on and being able to talk through my artistic process, because as a visual artist, sometimes I just like simply don't have the words for the things I'm thinking. This piece just feels so like it's such a beautiful story of my artistic life so far, and I want to preserve a lot of that. I don't want to overpower this piece too much, because I tend to do that with painting. I go very dark and detailed. Here, I want to pull that back as an artist a little bit and allow myself to see a piece that feels unfinished and that feels like I just want to continue doing things with it, and then just letting it be. This is a practice in letting those imperfections shine through, because painting is a very imperfect process, and I think it's important that we don't cover up all of our imperfections. So here we are. I really tried to keep a lot of those traces. When I first started this painting, I made sure to keep some of those overlapping lines visible, some of the stuff that happened in the very early stages. This is it. This is my day.